saufen. Also wie Harald Junke, beide von mir. Am Sizemoore
What, they even consider it cake?
Thank you. Direkt KI.
Oh, they
Applause to Mr. Tom Sizemoore. Hello, welcome to Germany. Microphones on.
What did you say?
Yeah, good.
You hear me? I certainly can.
So, you've done a lot of projects, you starred in a lot of movies. What was your favorite project so far?
Getting off parole. No, my favorite project was Natural Born Killers. A little slow update there, okay? Natural Born Killers was my very first significant role with a director at the height of his powers, Oliver Stone, and it was a great part. And he gave me a lot of levity with regard to shaping the part. And I became involved with him, my co-star, Julia Lewis, and we had a really, really good time working on that relationship together. But I believe that Heat and Private Ryan may have been greater accomplishments, although the performance in Natural Born Killers was more fun. But those three movies. Michael Mann's the greatest director that ever lived. I mean, the greatest living director. I don't know if he's the greatest living director that ever lived. I believe he's the greatest living director.
So you worked with a lot of big names in the business, like you said, Steven Spielberg or Robert De
I
Niro.
didn't say anything about Steven, but I did work with him.
Yeah. So, do you have any favorite actors or directors
No.
to work with? No.
Good ones. I want to work with, not to be glib about it. I was a young actor. I was very, very, I became very aware when I moved to New York that everybody in these acting classes wanted to be actors. They didn't want to be movie stars. And I auditioned for a program, an acting program where 72,000 people auditioned, 11 were admitted. And that was a microcosm of the people that wanted to be actors. So I was no Einstein, but I wasn't no idiot either. And I knew that if I wasn't the best, I wasn't the best looking guy. I mean, I was a handsome young kid, but I wasn't Brad Pitt handsome. And I had actors in my class, and actors that were that kind of handsome. But that if I weren't the best actor in this class, then I was fooling myself. Something I didn't want to do. I didn't want to wake up and be a 30-year-old waiter in Manhattan. So, I was a football player when I was younger, and I was a very competitive football player. I was 33-1 as a high school quarterback. And some of the things I learned in football, I think, are applicable to all things in life, which is don't deviate from your game plan. Grind it out, inch by inch is how we get there. And keep the ball away from the other team. Don't fumble. No mistakes. Know who's in charge. And fulfill your responsibility. Get your fucking ass moving. If you're tired, you're fired. Now, that's what my dad taught me. Now, those same lessons I learned served me well as an actor. Because when I was a young actor in New York, I really felt that there were no other actors working harder than me. There might be actors working as hard as me, but there wasn't anybody working harder than me. Because once I moved to New York, I was always in a class, I was always doing a scene, or I was in a play, or I was in a big play. And it was all the time. If you're an actor, you have to act. Like anything else in life, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So I made it my business to act. And it's hard to do when you have no money, because you have to make a living. So I found a job at the Port Authority Executive Dining Room and it's gone now, the World Trade Center. And on the 44th floor, where I had to be there at 4 in the morning, the Port Authority executive breakfast and lunch, I was done at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which gave me time to pursue my acting career. At a certain point, around 24 years old, I said, I was compelled to act, because I was thinking about perhaps I shouldn't do this, because I had been there 3 years and nothing really significant happened. But I couldn't go home. I did in fact go home after I broke up with my girlfriend, and my mother said if I didn't return to New York and pursue this, that my life would be less than I had dreamed it to be. And if that were the case, I needed to ask myself that question and answer it honestly, then I had to act, which in her estimation meant that I was compelled to act. And I feel that's very important. If you're compelled to act or to make music or whatever it is, you might not get paid for it. You probably won't. But you won't be able not to do it. You will have to do it. I knew several actors that were much better than me in New York City. James Bearden comes to mind, you never heard of him. He was the best young actor I ever saw. He quit acting at 28 years old, after 5 years of trying, and became an investment banker. I was brutally ambitious. I did just about anything to make it. And that's what you gotta be. I don't mean to kill people or fuck people, but there was nothing I wouldn't do to make it with regard to the work ethic. And my first movie, Born on the 4th of July, I drive a wheelchair down and I hit this other wheelchair. And I was there 3 weeks ahead of time. And every night, Oliver Stone would come home, that's all I got guys were killers. And he would see me coming down this track and hitting a wheelchair that I had put a bunch of bricks in. And pretending, and then trying to become quadriplegic. When I came out of the wheelchair, I had to learn how to not move my body and not smash my head to the ground. And I did it on my own volition. And he usually told me later he would come back and we were in the Philippines, my first movie. I think it National Killers for 4 years, we would go, who is that fucking asshole? Who is that maniac out there? And his first AD was Joe Reedy, who was now Mark Twain's first AD. He would say, that's, what's his name, that actor from New York, Tom, I don't know. And Oliver made Lisa Brayman find out. And one day he walked out there. And he went, hey, Sizemoore, what are you doing? And I was very nervous. I was 25 years old. And I said, nothing. And I come from the ghettos of Detroit. So you don't talk to people, really. You can only get in trouble if you talk. So I said, nothing. He goes, nobody's never doing nothing. And I went, well, you just met the first person who's doing nothing. And I went up there and I took my thing and I went BAM! And I flew out in the air. And he goes, what the fuck are you doing? And I said, I told you nothing. And he walked away. And 2.5 years later I got a call. He's nuts, you know. Hey Tom, it's Oliver. Can you come to my office and pretend you're Jack Skagnetti? I read the script. And I said, no. I'm not going to come to your office and pretend anything. I won't pretend this, but I'll come to your office and tell you you're an asshole. You were really good friends. But then I did do it, because Reese called me up and said, you got to do it, you got to do it. He's going to cast Jimmy Woods or Gary Oldman. so my chutzpah was quickly replaced by, fuck, I better get there and do this. So he wanted me to walk in and just behave as Jack Skagnetti, not doing any lines from the script, just be Jack Skagnetti in front of him. Like, what would Jack Skagnetti say to Oliver Stone? What would he say to him? Well, I do remember one thing he said in that. Oswald was a great shot. That's in the script. And he said, the fucking media is worse than something stool, a worm in your shit. So Oliver Stone's the media, in a way. Well, yeah, of course he is. So I went in there and I went, there he is. That fucking cocksucking lying motherfucking JFK producing, directing fucking faggot motherfucker. Wants to reopen some bullshit. That cocksucker's better off dead anyway. His brother with him. Fuck those fucking cocksucking Ivy League motherfuckers. Hey, Oliver Stone, what's your name? I mean, what'd you do? My name's Jack Skagnetti and I'm a lawman. I'm here to arrest you. Where do you get your ideas? From a Cabbage Patch? And he went, I'm offended by that. I said, Jack Skagnetti would offend you, Oliver. He'd probably kill you. James Garrison, that fucking asshole DA from New Orleans. I killed him myself. Anyway, he drove me to his house in Santa Barbara. As Jackson, he got something kick out of it. He kept telling me to be Jackson Lane with everybody. At a certain point, I had to have some self-respect to go, I'm done. You know? And he wouldn't drive me home. I had to have, I got the part. And that was the beginning of my acting career. I subsequently got in a lot of trouble, which I'm out of now. And I'm doing I'm skipping a whole bunch of shit here. It's called 18 years. It was all fun. Everything I did was fun, except for the police.
Yeah, hi.
I thought I'm doing Exit Strategy in the fall with Ethan Hawke, directed and written by Antoine Fuqua. I haven't worked in 8 years, you guys, in a significant project. I don't know if you know that. I went to prison and I had a lot of problems. And it's over now. And Ethan Hawke and I we're replacing the show 24. It's about a CIA black ops. Antoine Fuqua in Training Day wrote it and directed it. We did the pilot. And we start up July 22nd. And I'm going to be the biggest show on television. So I'm back. And go ahead and ask me anything you want.
So we have a question over here.
Hi. You did a movie called Relict. Can you tell us anything about that? Relict? Relict.
The Relic. Sorry, The Relic. I don't like that movie at all.
I'm sorry?
I don't like that movie at all.
You don't like it?
No.
All right.
No, I know, but it's okay, I guess. Peter Hyams is not a very good director. I did it for the money.
Oh, this is a non-smoking area, I'm sorry. Not smoking?
I'm not going to smoke, I put it in my mouth. So I have
Okay.
I would vote this. Any more questions? I didn't like the movie, I just thought it was kind of silly. I enjoyed doing it, but I didn't really like it.
Has there ever been a project you wanted to do and you didn't get your part?
I wanted to play the lead in Gladiator, and I was going to briefly, and I didn't. So I'd like to have done that, and I want to play Richard II on Broadway.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Hi. Have you made any career decisions that you regret? Like taking on a role or not taking on a role?
Flight was the biggest regret I ever had. Every movie I ever did, except for Play to the Bone, I wanted to do. I did that movie because Woody asked me to do it. That was I really didn't really regret any movie I did, really, apart from Play to the Bone. Well, I did a lot of movies when I was in turmoil that but I didn't do it for the money, so I don't really regret them. They were necessary. I regret getting in trouble and getting addicted to drugs, very much so, but that doesn't do the movies.
What is the worst thing ever happened to you on the set?
The worst thing ever happened to me on sets? Movie sets are really unique because it's the only workplace in the world. And when I first went out, when I was like, what is this feeling? It's the only workplace I've ever been where everybody wants to be there. Now, having worked in the post office in Detroit and in the Postal Service, I'm very aware of people not wanting to be at work. And I've never had a bad experience on a movie set, never.
Now, hi again. You work very hard, as he said, but there's much downtime.
He goes, for God's sake, let's sit underground and tell sad stories of the death of kings. Some were slain in war, some deposed, some haunted by the ghosts they had deposed, some to be killed, some poisoned by their wives, and all murdered. And I remember that was the first speech I ever worked on. And when the beauty of it hit me, they did it in iambic pentameter, and every line is 10 beats. I was just astonished as anything, because I never really read very much when I was younger. I played football. And when I moved to New York, an entire world, the kaleidoscope of colors and words opened up to me. I love this life I have.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Ben. At the back. Waving. Hi, Tom. I've got a question for you regarding your character in Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, sir.
He comes across as a man's man type of character.
Yes, he is.
Did you enjoy playing him? Because you look like you did.
I love playing him. I loved playing him because he was like my grandfather. And a lot of men I knew when I grew up, because I grew up in Detroit, a working class town. When I grew up, it was the car industry was so very much going. And, you know, all my mother ever wanted me to be, she told me, was a good man. So, and then my grandfather was the model of that. A man goes out and goes to work and makes a living. So, Michael Horvath reminded me of that. And he has no problem taking second position to Captain Miller. As a matter of fact, he would die for it. So there were qualities in him I found just completely uplifting. And also there was the working with Tom. And I don't know if Mr. Hanks has ever been given his just desserts. Really, I don't think anyone knows how great an actor he really is. Because he's, I don't know, considered, I think, somewhat soft or fluffy. Maybe you guys don't consider him that, but I know how other actors do. And Tom Hanks is as great an actor as De Niro or Nicholson. So I love playing.
Did you say your grandfather was your inspiration for the character? Your grandfather was your inspiration?
My grandfather, my mother's father, Sam Chanel, was an inspiration. Never complained.
Hi, Tom. One question, besides Jack Scagnetti, you played the year before another great cop role, Cody Nicholson in True Romance. Do you have any recollection?
You're no longer an extra, you're no longer a big player, you're a fucking movie star.
Have you any
My
recollections?
favorite man ever did in a movie.
Have you any recollections shooting True Romance, and what was the experience like?
Well, True Romance was a great experience, but it's become a kind of shitty thing to think about because Chris Penn and I became very good friends.
Yes.
And he played Officer Dimes and he's dead. And it was a great... I mean, a lot of that stuff Chris and I made up, you know. I don't know, if anyone here see The Funeral with Christopher Penn? The Abel Ferrara movie? He won Best Actor at the Venice Film Festival back in 1997. And it was as good a performance as anyone's ever given, any actor ever, including his brother Sean. And Chris just became one of my very best friends. And I did another movie with him that we did together. We developed it called Florentine because of our relationship that we developed in True Romance. Those lines like, I don't care who gets credit for it, whoever the fuck it is, the goes to see fucking McQueen as long as I get credit for the collar. Chris wrote that whole Inquisition of Bronson Pinchot. Chris wrote that. We wrote that together. And then we had like 10 extra minutes left. And it was Christopher who thought of it. He said, Tony, we got 10 minutes before we wrap. Why don't you let us listen to the Bronson Pinchot, Christian Slater scene in the elevator, and then Sizemoore and I it's one of the best things in the movie. There's one camera, there's 3 cameras, 2 shot, a single on me, and a single on Chris. And we shot for 10 minutes. And when 10 minutes was over, Tony said, cut. And he's a very, really resourceful actor. I think his moment in close range when he gets shot by his father, Chris Walken, when he goes, Dad, is one of the most honest moments we've ever seen an actor have. So when I think about True Romance, it's kind of sad. But it was a great fun to make.
You're working in the business for a long time now. What do you personally think has changed for you? Are there any big career steps or marks that you...
I'm an asshole now. I used to be a nice kid. No, what I went through with the police and all that, and going to prison, has really made me a different person. It's made me a better person at times and a not so good person at times. I have no empathy for anybody, basically. Unless you've been to prison and had everything taken from you and been homeless. And fuck you. I feel like even my sisters talk to me about their problems, but it was like, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. You know what the problem is, a bitch in the ass. I got a cousin who died in Afghanistan recently, and this life, as life goes on, there's more and more tragedies. You get older and more feeble, and it's certainly not 1995 when I was doing Heat. And if anything, I've been chastened by my experiences as an actor and a human being into this. Nothing's fair. There's no rhyme or reason to why things happen. Always be prepared, because preparation means opportunity equals good luck. But just because that might be true, doesn't mean it's going to happen. And I never knew how fragile life was. I never knew what the word hopeless meant until the last 5 years. I thought I knew what the word helpless meant. I thought I could play those moments. And the good news about my experience of being in trouble is that I think I have a certain gravitas now as a performer. I'm incapable, I think, of lying, or faking it. I'm an actor, and no one ever told me that acting was going to be all fun, or the life of an actor was groovy. I didn't become an actor to become famous. I became an actor because I loved doing it, and no one ever promised me peaches and cream. So I'm grateful for all of it, and I'm really, really grateful now with the second act of my life as an actor. But I'm kind of a prick.
So we have a tight schedule today, and I'm very sorry our time is up. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Sizemoore.
Thank you very much.
Machst du die Kamera jetzt nicht auf? Frank, ich muss ausmachen. Was?
To blame me on that line. Do I want the guy who's crazy and smashes his head into anything, or the guy who's educated and who will watch me and stay with me as a partner and go, I'm going to make sure you get down okay. You want to make sure the smart guy's with you. So that's for like 3 years. I've been straight acting for a while. But yeah, a lot of the stuff guys, like the stereotypes, they're like athletic jocks who don't think, but a lot of the setup to a lot of the stuff is very calculating, and you don't let that go. It's constantly in your head. So I applaud a lot of the stuntmen out there for their integrity.
20, ne?
Ja, 20.
Ich auch eins?
Okay.
Ja. Frank.
Frank. Einen Moment.
Thank you very much. Do you want to take a picture?
Yes.